Stepping out of that committee hearing to join us is Democratic Congressman James Walkinshaw of Virginia. Thank you so much for taking the time, Congressman. What's your reaction to what you've heard from Secretary Mullen so far this morning?
It was a bizarre opening statement from Secretary Mullen. Rather than actually speak substantively about his department's budget request, he launched a tirade in which he justified the president's reckless war in Iran. He attacked the ranking member who you saw there, who happens to be a black man from Mississippi. He called him a racist. So it's been a strange start for Secretary Mullen. I think his inexperience is shining through. This is someone who never ran a large organization, had no experience with respect to the Department of Homeland Security before President Trump gave him this job.
What key questions are you hoping to get answers to today?
I want to ask about the Gulf Streams. You know, during the shutdown in 2025, Secretary Noem bought two top-of-the-line G700 Gulfstream jets. She then went on to lease a Boeing 737 MAX, which they've called the big, beautiful airplane. Secretary Mullen said that he was going to assess those planes when he started. We now have reporting based on the flight logs that he regularly uses the top-of-the-line G700 with the leather seats to fly home to Oklahoma after he's finished a tough work week working Monday through Thursday. I want to ask him why he doesn't sell those planes, give the money back to the taxpayers, or use it to upgrade the planes that the Coast Guard uses every day to actually protect Americans. Put the money toward that, not so you can sit in leather seats in the Gulfstream to fly home to Oklahoma.
Clearly, there are so many different topics you could discuss with the DHS secretary. And during yesterday's hearing, Secretary Mullen repeatedly stopped short of directly committing to comply with court orders, arguing federal courts have become politicized. Here's a portion of that exchange. Let's listen.
Will you implement court orders when they tell you to stop? And
You're making an assumption on court orders I haven't seen.
Will you or will you not?
I am going to enforce the law, and I'll never break the Constitution.
I think, listen, if you're a Republican or a Democrat on this committee, you should be really freaked out.
We should be really concerned about the rulings that come out of the courts and how often they get overturned.
It falls apart if you are telling me that
they fall apart when you have a judge that makes a political opinion from a bench, and they're outside the law, too. Not all judges are above the law, but sometimes they think they are. That's why we see lower courts get overturned by higher courts constantly.
Congressman, what message does that response send about this administration's commitment to the rule of law?
It sends a message that they're not committed to the rule of law, and unfortunately, we already knew that. Look, this administration has violated hundreds of court orders. Just ICE violated hundreds of court orders, and it's not liberal judges saying that. It's Republican judges saying time and time and time again that they violated the law and violated court orders. It's absolutely outrageous and unacceptable. Secretary Mullen should be ashamed of himself.
Meantime, lawmakers like yourself and the courts have questioned the newly announced anti-weaponization fund. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche confirmed yesterday that the nearly $1.8 billion fund is gone, will not happen. But he said the other part of this settlement deal that shields Trump and his family from any current or pending tax audits, disputes, or investigations still stands. Is that compromise acceptable to you?
No. It is never acceptable to me for the Department of Justice to say that one man or one family, in this case, the Trump family, is above the law. Look, hardworking Americans are out there each and every day working, paying their taxes, following the rules. And this Department of Justice, led by Trump's former personal lawyer, says that there's one family in the country that never has to worry about an audit if they lie or cheat on their taxes. That's the Trump family. It's another example of this being the most corrupt administration in American history. I feel very confident that the voters are going to reject that and speak soundly about that in November.
Congressman James Walkinshaw, we'll let you get back to your hearing so you can get back to work. Thank you for joining us to offer your perspective and insights.